welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 3 on Netflix. I binge watched the entire season, all 8 episodes on Netflix, and I have some things to say about it. I mean, I am already a huge fan of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I was a little bit worried when Part 1 came out because I was like, oh, I'm so used to Sabrina the Teenage Witch that now I'm actually like, okay, it's taken a different turn, you know, like completely scary. All about demons and witches and demonic worship, all of that stuff. But, you know, it turned out to be pretty okay. So I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Part 3 of Sabrina. And if you want to keep watching, stay tuned. Get into The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, I just want to say spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched Part 3 or you intend to watch Part 3, I will be giving out some spoilers, so you might want to watch Sabrina, skip ahead, or come back to my video, but I will be giving out some spoilers, so just FYI. Where we left off on Part 2 of Sabrina is she basically finds out that the devil, Lucifer Morningstar, is actually indeed Sabrina's father. Basically traps her father in her boyfriend Nicholas's body and banishes him to hell. And we are left off with Sabrina wanting to find and save Nicholas and free him from her dad's spirit that is trapped in hell. So Part 3 basically starts off with her going to hell and saving Nicholas from her father. Goes to Dorian, who is this really kind of creepy but funny guy, and she says, oh hey, do you seem to have a portal to go to hell because I need to save my boyfriend and free him from my father's soul? And so he's like, yeah, I have a portrait that can take you to hell, but I need you to bring back this flower for me. And the only way that you can be teleported back to this realm is if you bring me back this flower. So Sabrina, along with her BFFs Harvey, Roz, and Theo, they all venture off to hell together to find Nicholas, save him, and bring back Dorian this creepy looking flower, which we do not know what this flower is about. And spoiler ahead, we still don't know what the flower is about. When Sabrina goes to hell with her friends Harvey, Roz, and Theo, I was basically thinking, okay, this is like the Wizard of Oz. They get to hell, they meet this like dreamy looking Liam Hemsworth looking super dude, and basically he says, you
must follow the bloody brick road and do not veer off the path.
So, okay, it's like Wizard of Oz, creepy. They follow this blood brick road and they come into contact with Theo's uncle, who is basically nailed to the cross like the Scarecrow. And then they get to this forbidden forest where they find the plant or the flower for Dorian, but they also find a Tin Man who is actually Harvey's brother. What? They finally get to this other part of the brick road where they are transported to Baxter High, but in a creepy version of Baxter High. And then all of a sudden they are summoned by Queen Lilith. Remember her? Queen Lilith? Lilith, who was impersonating Miss Wardwell for the whole entire Part 2, Part 1 episodes. And so they are finally meeting. Miss Wardwell says, I will release Nick if you help me take over the throne. Okay, Sabrina's like, sure, no problem. But the rest of the court of hell don't seem to like the idea that Sabrina Morningstar now, not Spellman, Morningstar, is going to be eventually taking over the throne or be in charge of the throne, who is Lucifer's daughter. And so they make a big kerfuffle about it. A guy named Caliban, the dreamy Hemsworth surfer dude lookalike, comes out and says, I am the Prince of Hell. I will be taking over the throne. And then Sabrina's like, no you're not. I am. I'm Sabrina Morningstar. So then she claims herself as Queen of Hell. all of this in one episode. Like, for real? Now Sabrina is the queen of hell, and basically for the whole entire 8 episodes she's basically running back and forth between the mortal realm to the hell and trying to fight off and claim her throne with Caliban, and they have to find really old relics and so she can claim the throne. So might I add, Zelda Spellman and her sister Hilda are trying to reopen the academy again, because remember, it fell since Father Blackwood went woo woo, and so they're trying to reopen the academy and they're trying to get it going. And then Prudence and Ambrose are trying to track down Father Blackwood and kill him, and this was all in the first episode, guys. First episode. With all of that stuff happening in episode 1, we also find out that there is a new kind of people that are coming to Greendale, and they are called the Old Ones. And when I say the Old Ones, I say that they basically go off of Greek mythology. For example, there is a woman on there who has snakes and turns people into clay, Medusa. And there's another woman who can basically turn people into animals, Circe. So a lot of the old ones that all of a sudden came to Greendale are kind of representations of Greek mythology, because they don't directly say it. It's just like an indirect way of saying, like, we are old and we are part of the earth. So rar, fear us. Also, they came into Greendale in a carnival, which I find very bizarre, but I guess if they're trying to claim over the earth, that's how you should do it, in a carny way. We don't know what is the green man that the old ones are trying to resurrect from the ground. Like, we find out that the old ones are coming and immediate danger is upon us. And then they get here and then they plant this seed in the ground and they are summoning this green man to appear to take over the world, supposedly. And I'm not gonna lie, I started laughing when I found out they had named this creature the Green Man. I mean, y'all could have figured out a different name than naming it the Green Man. Like, there's so much more cooler names out there than to think of, let's think, we should have a villain or something that they're going to resurrect. Let's call it the Green Man. So I don't want to spoil the whole season part 3 of Sabrina, but I'm going to be rating it 8 out of 10 stars because, you know what, it was a pretty good season. Like, I actually kept wanting to watch what was going to happen, even though I knew that, you know, Sabrina's still a teenager and she is apparently the queen of hell, and going between being a teenager to the queen of hell, trying to save her boyfriend, trying to save her aunt, trying to still be a cheerleader and be in high school. So I just think Sabrina was just so engulfed with whatever was going on that she was just kind of lost in this season. But I still found her character development to be a lot stronger than how she was compared to part 1 and part 2. Also, the character developments of Roz and Harvey and Theo were also very much more advanced. You kind of see Ambrose and Prudence kind of creating a relationship together. So a lot of the character developments between a lot of the main characters that we've seen since part 1 and part 2 basically had growth, and I was quite impressed with it. And I can't wait to see what part 4 has in store. You know, even though we have to probably wait a whole entire year since they cut it till it'll come out, but they did a pretty good job. I thought by watching the trailer it'd be creepy, but wasn't as bad as I thought it would. So 8 out of 10 cat stars I'm going to be giving The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So don't forget to watch it, you know, like if you're curious, watch it. It's on Netflix. But if you're not into the demon kind of spiritual world, you'd probably be creeped out over it, but generally speaking, it's a pretty good show, and I enjoyed it. Guys, for watching this episode, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you next time.